ready to go. We flew to Miami. I flew American Airlines with my mom. She went with me to take care of me after surgery. We got there Sunday night. I had Domino's pizza. This was the only thing that was open, but I had thin crust. And then Monday the 3rd was pre-op. So Jolie, it was very clean. They were taking your temperature outside before you went in. Made sure you were wearing your mask. They had all the seats spread out. They had the markings on the floor for everybody to be like 6 feet apart and things like that. I got to the desk and told them I was here for pre-op. They verified some things and I was good. Now, rewind till Friday the 31st, I think, of July. I got an email from Cindy, who was my coordinator, at like 11 a.m. saying that I needed a credit card authorization form for my last payment. I responded, and then she sent me another email at 5 o'clock, which was the same email that she sent at 11 instead of responding to the message that I had responded back. So the issue was my last 2 payments. I made a payment of like $1,800 on, it was my card, but it was a different card from what I made all my other payments on. It was just a different debit card. And then I was supposed to pay another $800 to clear my balance, because they say it's supposed to be done 2 weeks before. So this would have been July 21st. Well, my bank was acting dumb, and instead of transferring my money from my savings to my checking immediately through Zelle, it was saying that it would be 1 to 3 business days. And I did this on like the 19th. So the 21st came, my money still was not transferred. So I got my mom to pay the $800, and when my money hit my account, I just sent it back to her. Well, she's a third party, and they were saying they needed her ID, and she had to fill out a credit card authorization form and get it notarized, and we'd have to fax it back over. Well, it's Friday, and the banks close early on Saturday, and I leave Sunday. So I call first thing Saturday morning, and the lady is saying that, oh, well, she'll send it on Monday. And I'm like, well, I can't. I need it today. Like, I need it now so she can fill it out and we can get it notarized. She kept saying Monday, Monday, Monday. And I was like, well, I'm going to be there on Monday. Can I just get the form and so she can fill it out? And they're like, no, the third party has to get it. I was like, okay, well, she's my mom. She's coming with me. So can she come and get the form and fill it out and be happy? And they were like, yes, but it still has to be notarized. I'm like, the point of a notary is because you can't see her ID. If she's there showing you her ID, why doesn't it get notarized? And they were saying it was public policy, whatever. So we got there early for pre-op to get that sorted out. She didn't have to fill out a credit card authorization form. They didn't realize that the $1,800 payment was my payment. It was my card. My name, the name on the card matched the name on the ID, whatever. So that was fine. And then they just ended up I made sure my mom brought the card that she paid with, and she ended up showing them the card and showing them her ID, and she didn't have to fill out a form or get anything notarized or anything like that. So after that, since COVID, she couldn't stay with me for pre-op, so she had to leave, and so she just went and sat in the car basically, and I waited. I did a urine test, which was for nicotine, I believe, and then I waited some more, and then I did paperwork. And then I waited some more, and then I did height, weight, and before pictures. I weighed in at 193, which I was surprised because I thought I would be like swollen and way more because of the flight, because I usually swell after I fly. But weighed in at 193, so my BMI was like 31 point something. Garani's limit is 32. Waited some more. They gave me my foams. I didn't have to do a garment fitting because they said he used one size for all his dolls, and I would wake up in the garment. I asked them if I could switch my massages for another garment. They said yes, and I can do that at my post-op appointment. And then I did a blood pressure test or whatever, and that was the pre-op experience. It took about 2 hours. My only complaint about pre-op is they kept forgetting that I had things included because I booked on a special. They kept forgetting about my massages and foams and stuff that were included. They figured it out, but I would take with you any emails you have between you and your coordinator. I would print all those off and take it with you. You have things included, print it off, take it with you, just so that it makes the process easier. They had to, I guess, go in and search for something to make sure that I had things included in my special, but I feel like it would have been a little bit easier if I had just printed off all of the emails and brought them with me. So they got all that straight. I got my foams, woke up in my garment, and was planning to swap my massages for another garment at the post-op process. They told me that I would get an email from my coordinator between 4 and 5, letting me know what time to arrive for surgery the next morning. We are finally at surgery day. I was so excited and nervous. I didn't really sleep very much the night before. Of course, you know, wash up in antibacterial soap and don't put on no goddamn lotion or nothing and just be ashy, and don't eat 8 hours before your arrival time. So they told me to arrive at 7:30. I got there promptly at 7:30 and nobody was fucking there. Nobody was at the front desk. Nobody was like there's my little desk they have. There was one other girl in the lobby saying that they were checking people in somewhere, but there was nobody there. So I called and she said, okay, I have you checked in. Somebody will be with you shortly. I ended up calling that girl 3 times and she ended up telling me to just wait. 9 o'clock, they finally called me back. I did a drug test. Well, I peed in a cup and they used that for my drug test and pregnancy test. So those came back negative, and I don't really know what the drug test tested for, like what specific drugs, because I wasn't doing any, so I wasn't really like concerned. I knew that was going to come back negative. I knew my pregnancy test was going to come back negative. Speaking of pregnancy tests, make sure you're not pregnant before you go, because I saw recently a lot of girls go to Miami, get to their surgery day to take that pregnancy test and find out that they're pregnant and just be like heartbroken because they can't have their surgery. But like some of them are happy at the same time because a baby, and some of them are like not because they don't want a baby. So just make sure, if you are sexually active, whether you use a protection or not, take a pregnancy before you spend your money and go to Miami. Like, at least if you know before you leave, you can like cancel your flights and use them at a later time. You might lose your hotel or Airbnb money or something like that, or you can just like try to switch your dates or something, but just try to know before you go so that your surgery isn't canceled. So that's just my little tidbit about pregnancy. I wasn't worried about either one of those because I wasn't sexually active before surgery. Like, I wanted to be, but I wasn't gonna risk it. So I wasn't worried about my pregnancy test or my drug test. I wasn't worried about the nicotine test because I don't smoke. So yeah, they did that, asked me some more questions as they filled out paperwork, put me in this paper thin gown in this cold ass room. I put all my belongings in a bag, and then I was just waiting to see the surgeon. All right, so I am in pre-op, all jazzed up. So good so far. On my drug test, pregnancy test, all that stuff is negative. They told me to be here at 7:30 though. It is like a little after 9. They didn't grab me till 9. That's the only complaint I have so far today, because like even with all that, everybody was still like nice and stuff, and like trying to accommodate. But that's the only complaint I have, is that they told me to be here at 7:30 and nobody was here, and I had to call and I had to wait. And then when I got here, it still wasn't, like people were coming in after me and getting sent back or whatever, but I'm assuming that's just because they have different doctors and stuff. But yeah, so far so good. So did the urine test, drug test, pregnancy test. She took pre-op pictures and did like the little questionnaire, everything. I think now I'm waiting for the actual doctor to come in and mark me up and get this party started so that they can get this party over with and I can heal. So that was at 9. Dr. Grani came in around 10:30. He was very nice, very straight to the point as well. He asked me some questions, and then I got up for him to mark me up. He asked me what I wanted, and I told him that I want natural results. I was like, I want some shape. Like the love handles gotta go and stuff like that. I just want some curvature. I was like, I don't want a huge ass. I want something that matches my thighs, something that looks proportionate and things like that. And so he was basically marking me up like, okay, well, there's a flat spot in this cheek, and then there's a flat spot right here. And then, okay, we can fill in these hip dips, and then these love handles gotta go. And he did tell me that I had more than the 4 liters of fat that he could take, which I assumed that I did, which I'm not too worried about because, I mean, I've never had a flat stomach. So I feel like at this point it would be weird. And I have thighs and shit like that. I feel like a little bit of tummy is okay. You know, it's not bad. It's the natural look. He told me to get Pedialyte, which I already had. He told me to get a muscle roller, which I already had. And he told me to get the adult diapers, which I already had. And so he was saying, you're going to be draining a lot. Get those diapers. It'll be good. Okay, and so he marked me up, said he'll see me in a few minutes. They're going to get the OR ready. And so that was around 10:45. So I texted everybody like, hey, I'm about to go back. Well, then the lady comes in talking about, oh, no, this point. He asked me when I was scheduling my massages. I told him I wasn't. I was like, I'm swapping the massages out for another garment, and I have massages scheduled to come to my Airbnb instead. And he was like, no. He was like, I work with a specific, and I can't remember that poor lady's name to save my life. I work with a specific lady who she works with all my dolls and the massages are important and whatever. He's like, I would not perform surgery on you today. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'll get the massages then. He's like, you can still get the other ones. 2 can't hurt, but I want you to see my lady. And I was like, all right, bet. So they were with my special, so that's fine. I'll just do 2 massages a day and just pay for another garment. But I was like, well, do the girls at the front desk know that? Because only reason I thought I could do it was because they told me that I could. And he was like, he's going to make sure to like let them know that that's not a thing. Now, I got the massages. I like the lady. I think it depends on who you go to at Jolie, whether your massages suck or not. They are not that long, no, but I think their purpose of the massages is to get fluid out, not really to massage you too much. So they started on my back, they massaged my back, and like moved the fluid to the front and then just pushed it out. When there was no more fluid coming out, the massage was over. And Granny prescribes these like blood thinner shots. So I took those with me, and they gave me those shots during like after my massage each time. And then I think it was a 10-day supply, so I think I only had to do it like 5 days myself, or well, my mom did it because I can't. But yes, so during the pre-op process, he also wrote my prescriptions. He asked me what visceral fat was, and I was like, that's the fat that's under the muscle that you can't get to. Only diet and exercise can make that go away. And he was like, yes. He said that I seemed like I had done my research and that I was ready and da-da-da-da. So yeah, and then he was like, he'll see you in a couple minutes. I texted everyone and said I'm about to go back. And then the lady came in talking about something. It's $320 for your massages. And I'm like, girl, how many times do I have to tell y'all that this is already included? It's already included. And so she left and I never saw her again. So I'm guessing that was fine. So then around 11:15, the anesthesiologist comes in. He asked me if I had any piercings in. I just had this nipple piercing, which I changed to a plastic ring. And he said that was fine. I had my nose ring in, and he said I could keep that in. I don't have any other piercings. I didn't have any other jewelry in. So we're walking down the hall. He was like, yeah, it's going to get cold. I was like, I am already cold. I didn't text anybody at like 11:15 when he came in because it was so fucking cold in that room. Like my hands hurt. So I had put my phone away and was just like sitting on my hand. So when he came in, I was just ready to go. So we were walking down the hall, and he was like, it's going to get colder the farther we go. And it did. We got to the OR. I laid down. He tried to put the IV in my left arm. And I told him, I was like, well, whenever I give blood, they use my right arm. And so he was like, oh yeah, this is a much better vein. He's putting the IV in. They're strapping down my feet. He told me that I'm going to feel something bitter. I mean, not feel, taste something bitter in the back of my throat. I was like, yep. And next thing I know, my ass was waking up on my stomach. with my fucking braids in my face. So I woke up shivering, and so I was trying to stop myself from shivering, and I was trying to like calm myself down because I wasn't really in pain per se. I mean, it was like, it felt like really, really, really sore muscles. Like I felt like I did arm day and back day and leg day and arm day, like all in once times 1,000, and it just really hurt. So I was trying to move a little bit, just I guess to make sure I could move. I don't know. And I don't know what the hell they did with my hair tie during surgery, but I was trying to like get my hair out of my face and just breathe, like take deep breaths. And I noticed that like when I would take deep breaths, the shivering would calm down a little bit. So I was trying to just focus and take deep breaths. And the lady was asking me, she was like, "Yeah, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And so then I was like, "Okay, I'm awake." They know I'm awake, so they're probably calling my mom. 10 minutes. I have to get through 10 minutes. The Airbnb is only 10 minutes away. So I don't know how much time had passed, but they were like, "Okay, your mom is here. We need you to get up." So I'm still loopy. Like in the moment, I thought that like I knew what the fuck was going on, but it was just like blurry and I could hear people, but I couldn't really see them. So I just like pushed up and I'm on my hands and knees. And then I was just like inching backwards to get to the edge of the bed. And then I just slid one foot down until it touched the floor, slid the other foot down until it touched the floor. And so I was standing there and I had my hands on like those like metal rails that are on the bed. And she told me, and I looked down and I see a drop of fluid. Like it looks like blood, but it's not blood. And I saw that. I was like, "God damn it, already?" So then she tells me to sit down slowly. So I sat slowly in the wheelchair. They're wheeling me out. I remember seeing like my mom's shirt, and then I remember seeing the car. And so I was trying to just get in the car and lay down and like make sure my feet was up so they could close the door and whatever. So I got in the car, fine, had my hand on the floor so that I could like support myself. And then I was just telling myself, 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. The Airbnb is only 10 minutes away. So I think I fell asleep in the car because we were there after what felt like 2 minutes. And so I'm getting out of the car. I walked into the Airbnb slowly. My mom gave me antibiotic and she asked me if I wanted the Percocet or Tylenol. I said Tylenol and I laid down. Now, I was having to get up every like 15 minutes to pee. And so having to like push myself up was hard. After a while, it got harder and harder to push myself up because I was doing it so much and it was dead weight. I can't shift. I can't like bend my knees yet or anything like that. So do your push-ups before surgery because you're going to need as much upper body strength as you can possibly get. Shout out to the girls who do arm lipo at the same time. Y'all are beast because there's no fucking way I could have done arm lipo at the same time. So after a while, like laying on my stomach hurts my lower back. So I decided to try to kneel, like put some pillows on the floor, kneel on those and just like kind of lay over on the couch. Well, that shit didn't work either. After like 15 minutes, that was painful too. So I was asking my mom, I was like, I'm gonna take a Percocet or whatever. So I took a Percocet, I lay back down, and that shit knocked me out for like a smooth hour and a half. I was so grateful. I woke up feeling a little bit better. I peed again and started walking back and forth. They tell you to like walk around for 10 to 20 minutes every hour. I couldn't get to that. I wasn't even really like dizzy. I was still out of it. I guess the anesthesia was still wearing off. I just felt like weak. I had an appetite when I got home though, because I know I ate a parfait. My mom made me a parfait. I know I ate that and I think I drank some pineapple juice, and I take my pills with food. So I know I had like a couple bites of banana to take my pills. So, but as the hours went on, it was easier and easier to walk. My arms weren't getting any better though. They were still tired of pushing myself up. Now, As far as fluid, I leaked a lot of fluid the first day. But I think a lot of it is because I think if they would have put one of those diapers on me right as they were done, that would have been fine, because a lot of what was on the chuck pads was just the fluid that had absorbed in my faja, and it was all like down on my knees. Like the shit felt like it was soaking wet. And then when I went to pee, it was like dripping and things like that. So there was one point of the day where, because I was supposed to start my period the day of surgery, there was one point where I could not tell if this was fluid or if I had started my period, because it looked like blood and it was a lot of it. And I was thinking, like, you know how you're on your period and you sneeze or you move, you can feel it coming out? I couldn't feel it. So I was like, this can't be my period. Like, this has to be fluid. So I leaked the most fluid that day of surgery. And as the night went on, it got better and better. So then one day post-op, my post-op appointment, I got up, I ate breakfast, which I think was like some fruit and some like yogurt. I tried to eat a bagel. I think I ate like half a bagel. And then we went to my post-op appointment. They told me to be there at 9. I didn't see anybody until like 9:30. She did my massage. It hurt. The first massage hurt. I decided that I was only going to take Percocet before the massages. So I took a Percocet at like 8 because I was supposed to be there at 9. So then I started getting sleepy because it made me sleepy. But 9:30, had the massage. It hurt. But it was bearable. Breathe through it. And then I went and Dr. Grani came in and he said that I looked good. The projection is looking good. And that was it. I saw him for all of like 5 seconds that day at post-op, and that was the last time I saw him. Came home, showered, ate, relaxed, was still getting up like every hour to walk around. And then I had my massages booked to come to me in the afternoon. And I booked my massages with Drain with Steph. I found Stephanie on the Instagram pages. So she quoted me $85 a massage. I wanted 5 massages, and it was just $100 deposit to put it down. My homegirl's booked, so yeah. If you want to book with her, book soon, or book well in advance of your surgery, because she's booked up. She has a nice team though, so I'm not sure if they are all booked as well. I'm not sure how that works. Well, she ended up having a family emergency, and my first 2 massages were done by someone on her staff, Kivon. And at first I was skeptical about having like a man do my massages, but then I didn't fucking care because I needed the massages, and this is like vital to having nice results. But he was really nice. He knew what he was doing, and it was fine. I have no complaints. So he did my massages the first 2 days. She did massages the last 3 days. And I ended up only doing 4 of Jolie's massages because they are closed on Sunday. I did Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they were closed on Sunday. On Saturday, I made sure to get my flight letter. I didn't end up using it, but I had it just in case. And that was that. I like that I did 2 massages a day because I feel like I got the fluid out faster. I did not want to be on a plane coming home still leaking fluid. I did not want that for myself. Yeah, my days are basically the same. Like, get up, eat, take medicine, go get my massage, come home, take a shower, eat again, chill, walk around, get another massage, take a shower, eat, walk around, go to bed. Now, I was waking up to pee just about every hour, every single night. That did not stop until about... I got home on the 10th, and it was like every 2 hours getting up to pee. So that getting up and like every 1 to 3 hours to pee did not stop until like 2 weeks post-op for me. And I don't know if it's because of the amount of water I was drinking or what, but I felt like I wasn't drinking enough water. And then I wasn't peeing every hour when I was awake, so I gotta pee every hour when I'm asleep, but whatever. So that was that. But that was basically my Miami experience. Oh, like what did I eat? So we got, after my pre-op appointment, we ordered groceries from Walmart for pickup. So we didn't actually have to go inside Walmart and shop. We just ordered them for pickup. We went, picked them up, they put them in your trunk, and then we brought them home. So we got I got some Mrs. Dash salt-free seasoning, because you gotta watch your sodium intake because that does not help swelling at all. We got some chicken so that we can make like grilled chicken, and we got some like cream cheese and spinach to make stuffed chicken, and you can make other stuff with the spinach. We had like spinach eggs. We got eggs, applesauce, bananas, vegetables. I got Pedialyte. I got fruit. We had some chips, like the Skinny Pop popcorn for before surgery, and then for like my mom, because like she does have surgery, she can have salt. Got some pasta and some Alfredo sauce to make chicken Alfredo, some carrots to do roasted carrots. Yeah, and I was still taking my emergency and my iron up until the day of surgery. The only reason I didn't take emergency or iron the day of surgery, well, I did, but it was after. You can't eat or drink before surgery, so I didn't take that morning, but I took it when I got home from surgery. So I think that is basically our grocery list. We had grilled chicken and vegetables the night before surgery. I think we had grilled chicken and vegetables again the day of surgery, and parfait. I think we did pasta the third night, and then like leftover pasta, we did stuffed chicken breast and roasted carrots and vegetables. We got bagels for breakfast, and like scrambled eggs or boiled eggs for breakfast, no salt. Yeah, so we had plenty of food, and we ended up eating just about all of it. Oh, and we got some steaks for like later in the week. I was hoping that I was going to be up for a steak. So we got some bread and some peanut butter and jelly. So we had plenty of food, and we ended up eating the majority of it. I got like a 35 pack of water, so I had plenty of water to drink. I got pineapple juice, and I got cranberry juice. Not the good cranberry, well, I don't think any cranberry juice is good, but not the cranberry juice that has like sugar in it. Just straight bland ass cranberry juice. It is absolutely disgusting. And I got that because it's supposed to help you pee. And the more you're peeing, the more you're getting all of this fluid out. And I wanted all the fluid out of me as soon as possible. So that was really my Miami experience. All right. So I stayed in Miami from the 2nd until the 10th. So we got there late on the 2nd. And our flight was at 11:38 a.m. on August 10th. So we got to the airport to drop off our rental car we were finished dropping it off at like 9 o'clock. And so it was like 8:57 or something like that. And so mom asked if there was like anything that could take us like right to where we needed to be, like to check in or whatever. And they were like, no, you can request a wheelchair, but you have to do it up there, or you can take the elevator up and Uber to it or whatever. And so we got up there, and I was like, I think I can walk it. Like, I think I can walk. So we had to take like the little shuttle, and then we were right there at departures. So I paid for my bag ahead of time, and I bought our seats ahead of time, because when we were going to Miami, them flights were packed. Like, there was no social distancing. Every single seat was filled. The flight from Richmond to Charlotte was one of the smaller planes. It had like one seat on this side and two seats on this side. Me and my mom sat together because nobody was in the seat next to me. So then the flight from Charlotte to Miami was 3 seats on each side, and it was packed. Every single seat was packed. And going, like, I was sitting in row 21, and I think my mom was sitting in row 22. I didn't want to have to like sit and I was in the middle seat. I didn't want to have to sit in the middle seat in between two strangers coming home. So I bought our seats, and I paid for my bag to make things easier. So we get checked in. My mom has to walk down to get wheelchair access. The guy comes. I'm sitting on my BBL pillow in the wheelchair. He rolls me to the front of TSA. My mom got to come with. We went through TSA. Everything was fine. He rolled us to our gate, and that was that. Wheelchair access was very nice. I'm glad I did wheelchair access. I really only got it because I didn't want to miss my connecting flight, because that layover was like, after we landed, we only had about 45 minutes to until boarding started. So I didn't know where the gate was going to be. I didn't know how far it was going to be, and I'm not walking that fast. So I wanted wheelchair access. But I'm glad I did it for the first flight too, just because I was already tired from having to walk from the rental place to where we had to like check in and stuff, and then wait in line to drop my bag off and all that stuff. So I'm glad I did it then, because going from TSA to our gate was actually kind of far, and I think it would have taken me a little while to get there. But so first flight was packed. It was 3 to a seat. I chose the window seat, and then my mom got the middle seat, and so it was some stranger on the aisle. I did not plan on standing up throughout the flight because of COVID and things like that. Everybody was seated, and I didn't want to be up and feel like I'm in people's personal space and stuff like that. So I had the BBL pillow, and I just wasn't sitting on my butt. Now my legs were sleep as fuck. Okay. It was not comfortable. I was like losing circulation. So I was trying to like stretch my legs a little bit, and like wiggle them around and things like that. And I got a little bit of sleep. It wasn't horrible, but I was glad when we landed. The wheelchair was waiting for me, wheeled me to the other gate, and we got there with 8 minutes to spare. Then the second plane, it was the smaller one again, 1 seat on this side, 2 seats on this side. I bought me and my mom the 2 seats. I sat on the window seat, again, with the BBL pillow. I was like the first to board on both flights. And yeah, the second flight was shorter, so we landed. There was a wheelchair waiting for me there too. I was gonna walk that one because Richmond Airport isn't that big, but he wheeled me down to baggage claim. My mom went ahead and got our bags, and that was that. My friend picked us up. I stretched out in her back seat, and then we got home. I was very, 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 very swollen when I got home, which I swell anyway when flying, but I guess since I was already swollen and stuff like that. So she picked us up, got back home. I ate and felt a lot better. Yeah, I'm excited so far. I do love my results. I don't hate the faja like a lot of people do. He told me I had to wear my compression socks for 4 weeks. He told me no sitting for 4 weeks. Told me to wear my faja for 3 months. He also told me that I don't need to do stage 2 and stage 3 and all that. He said just get a good tailor, which that's what I was planning on doing anyway. Thank you for watching. I hope I answered some of your questions, and I'm sorry I didn't get to vlog too much like during like the day of surgery and things like that, because I was out of it and I honestly did not give a fuck about. I was honestly too weak to like hold my phone for too long, so there was not a whole lot of vlogging for that. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.